This is Rob Tubbett for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Delighted as always to be joined by the Black Panther, Luther Clay. It's fight week. Luther Clay versus Chris Kongo on the Whyte-Povetkin undercard. How you doing, Luth?
Yeah, man, doing good, thank you.
You're looking well. You're looking, dare I say, a lot slimmer than the last time I spoke to you.
Don't know what you're talking about, bro.
How have things been? Obviously, it's been a while. As I mentioned, you must have been training hard.
Yeah, man, it's cool, man. It's part of training camp. Been isolated, training, staying locked in, and doing what I need to do.
Now, the fight was obviously set for, it seems like another lifetime ago. The fight was then delayed and delayed and delayed again. And we've landed here on the Whyte-Povetkin undercard. How have you made use of the extra time?
Well, obviously the first couple, am I still there? I'm not frozen? Yeah, I mean, obviously the first couple months first couple weeks I was still doing stuff, but then afterwards I just kind of got swept up with the, this never ended. And then obviously the fight was getting discussed to get done for July, and which I decided to opt myself out because I didn't feel like I would be ready in time. And now here we've landed August 22nd. So yeah, man. Obviously once I found out they were trying to get it for July, I was like, let me start training. So yeah, that's basically the short story, man. I've been training properly since June, but I hadn't been able to get into the boxing gym until the tail end of June. So like it was like probably start training probably like I'd say the 29th of June / 1st of July. So yeah, it's been good though.
Now you mentioned the fact that he obviously got pushed back and there was a lot of talk around the fight. A lot of talk from Mr. Kongo and his team about you ducking, about you being a coward and what have you. How does that affect you?
It's not really. It didn't affect me much, but the only thing that I decided to do, I was like, I'm not gonna bother going back and forth on the social media because it was just gonna be a waste of effort. Because obviously, I'm not active on social media like that anyway. My following's not big, so it was just gonna get drowned out by Kongo and his team. So I was like, whatever, I'll just leave it and get on with what I need to do, and that's what I've done. And now we're here.
Does that give you a little bit of extra impetus in training, though? The fact that he's calling you a coward, saying you don't fancy the fight, give you a little bit of that extra urge to get up in the morning?
Not really. I mean, it's a fight regardless. I was just like, I was like confused about how I'm ducking you when I'm asking for a couple more weeks. But other than that, I was like, whatever. I mean, I said, like I say, I leave it to my management. I told Al, yeah, get it done. It's August or no fight, and I don't care. And that's all I said. So it got done.
It was a big surprise to me because obviously I know you two both individually, aside from each other, and I've never really seen that much animosity out of either of you, except at the end of one of your fights a few fights ago. But we won't go into that. How has training camp gone in preparation for Chris? Chris is obviously long, he's big at the weight. How difficult has it been to prepare for somebody like that?
Training camp's gone well, training's training, fight's a fight, but it's hard to prepare for someone of his dimensions. But you do what you can do, man. You try to get people that are similar size. No one's really 6 foot at that weight, but you just try to get anyone taller than you, really, and go with that. The fight's going to be the fight. Kind of be touch and go, and I'll figure out as I'm going and try to implement what I've done in training, really.
Well, something that we spoke about when we did the face-off, when I had yourself and Chris on together, still available on Boxing Social if people are watching this and wondering where to find it. But one of the things that we'd said was the fact that you'd just come into a new camp. You're working with Adam Martin now, which is obviously still a relatively new relationship between fighter and trainer. Has it been of a benefit to have that little extra bit of time to prepare with him?
Honestly speaking, of course, it has been a benefit because, I just come back from holiday. I'm just preparing for something, but more so kind of testing out the new waters with the new trainer. Then 2 weeks into that, I get offered a fight with Chris, and I was like, wow, big opportunity. Okay, let's do it. But of course, there's always that little lingering thing in your head. Like, I mean, I've done 2 weeks of Adam, and I've liked it, and I think we're gonna gel. But you haven't even sparred together. You haven't had that time. But the way I am, I know myself as a boxer, as a fighter. So I was like, it'll be fine regardless, because I went into fights under worse situations. So it wasn't really a major factor in my head, but it was there a little bit. But the extra time's been good, It just basically reaffirmed what I thought in that first 2 weeks. So it's been good.
Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you about, obviously coming into this fight when it was originally announced for Kelly Avanesian back in March, again, seems like a lifetime ago, you'd come into the fight as the form fighter, the busy fighter, obviously the defending champion, whereas Chris has been inactive throughout his professional career. You've now both had an extra, 4 or 5 months on the sidelines. Do you think that evens it out? Do you think what you potentially would have gained in that activity and the experience and the form has potentially now gone because of COVID?
If I'm honest with you, I feel like it's been a month since January. Like this whole period been deja vu so much. So in my mind, I feel like I just got off the plane from South Africa and I've just entered the gym, because it's been like the same kind of schedule, repetitive. I feel like there was a 2-month period between between February and March when the fight got cancelled or whenever. I don't really know. I don't know if it'll affect me, but it's not something that's in my thought process. So I mean, if it might play some effect, but I highly doubt it.
One of the other things I was keen to talk to you about is obviously under these new regulations and restrictions at fight camp. Well, so I'm told. Obviously, I'm not there, but I'm told that it's very much you're on top of each other quite a lot. Is generally what I've been told by trainers and fighters. Any issues with you potentially walking into Chris? Obviously, it got a little bit heated between you at times.
Nah, man. I don't care. I don't care about walking into him. I mean, ain't no problem. I'm getting paid to fight, so we'll save that for the fight.
Okay, well, before I let you go, because I've got to catch up with the one, the only Al Siesta very shortly, of course, your manager. Final words on the main event, Alexander Povetkin versus Dillian Whyte. It's kind of like I don't know, are you Team Povetkin, Team Whyte? Obviously, Al being a Russian and Al being your manager. How do you see the main event going?
It's an interesting fight. I like Povetkin as a fighter. I like Dillian Whyte as a fighter. I think prior to the Dillian Whyte's trainer situation, everyone probably would have been leaning towards Dillian. With Povetkin being a very live underdog, veteran power puncher, I feel like maybe that swayed things like into people's Povetkin's favor a little bit. But like I said, fighters know themselves and they know what they can do. Like, yeah, a trainer situation is not perfect, but I think someone like Dillian is not going to be majorly affected by that mentally. But it'll be interesting to see how he is under the new trainer Xavier Miller. I don't know who I'm edging. I think I might slightly edge towards Dillian, but Povetkin has shown time and time again that he's dangerous and he's definitely top 10 heavyweight in the world. So yeah, I don't say that with much confidence, but I know it's going to be a good fight.
Okay, and you know what's coming next? Before I let you go, I'm due to catch up with Chris Kongo as well today. Before I do so, what message have you got for Chris Kongo ahead of your fight on Saturday night?
See you soon, buddy. See you soon. I ain't got nothing to say to him.
Okay, there we go. Okay, let's rephrase that. What message have you got for fans who are going to be tuning in? Because also, and I put a tweet out about this earlier, and this is not just nonsense, This is still, in my opinion, just my humble opinion, the best matched fight of post-lockdown, and it was actually arranged before lockdown. So what message have you got for fans who, like me, will be tuning in and looking forward to seeing Chris Kongo versus Luther Clay?
Hey man, tune in. You're gonna see a great fight. I think it's gonna have a bit of everything: bit of boxing, bit of boxing, bit of warfare, like we saw with Cheeseman and Eggington. I think it's gonna have all that, and you've got two young, hungry guys, skillful guys going at it, and putting it all on the line for you guys. So tune in and enjoy.
And how's it gonna end, Luther?
That's it. I'm done. Huh?
I said, how's it gonna end, Luther?
Oh, it's gonna end with my win, man. That's how it's gonna end.
Okay. All right. Well, Luther Clay, the Black Panther, always a pleasure catching up with you, my friend. Hope you enjoy life in the bubble, and I'm sure I'll catch up with you at some stage before Saturday night. But if I don't, best of luck. Get out there healthy and happy, and I will speak to you soon.
Sure, man. So, thank you.
Thanks very much, Luth.